inuwi ko ay hindi para sa akin, kundi para sa iyo.
Isang mapagpalang araw po sa ating lahat. Ako si Din Lionel A. Banico ay naatasan upang magsaliksik at magkalap ng impormasyon ukol sa Martyrdom at Bagumbayan. Martyrdom at Bagumbayan, Jose Rizal last 24 hours. Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines. Captain Rafael Dominguez at 6 o'clock in the morning of December 29, 1896, read before him the official notice of his execution scheduled the next day. On December 29, 7 a.m., Rizal was transferred to the chapel cell adorned by religious images to convince him to go back to the Catholic Pope. His first visitors were Jesus priest Father Miguel Sadera, rector of the Ateneo Municipal, together with Luis Visa. At 7:15 a.m., after Father Sadera left, Rizal asked Father Visa for the Sacred Heart statue, which he carved when he was an Ateneo student. At 8 a.m., Rizal had a breakfast with Father Antonio Rizal. After breakfast, his attorney, Lieutenant Luis Tavel de Andrade, joins them. At 9 a.m., Father Federico Faura, who once said that Rizal would lose his head for writing the Noli Me Tangere, arrived. Rizal told him, "Father, you are indeed a prophet." At 10 a.m., Father Jose Villaclara and Vicente Balaguer visited Rizal, followed by a Spanish journalist, Santiago Matias of El Heraldo de Madrid, for an interview. At 12 to 3:30 p.m., Rizal was left alone in his cell. He took his lunch and continued writing his farewell poem, Mi Ultimo Adios, or My Last Farewell, which he hid in an alcohol cooking stove. He also wrote his last letter to Professor Blumentritt. At 3:30 p.m., Father Vicente Balaguer returned to his cell and discussed with Rizal his retraction letter. At 4 p.m., Teodora Alonso visited him. They had a very emotional encounter. Rizal gave the alcohol cooking stove to Trinidad, which contained his farewell poem. Several priests had visited him afterwards. On December 29, 6 p.m., Don Silvino Lopez, Dean of Manila Cathedral, visited him. On December 29, 8 p.m., Rizal had his last supper. He told Captain Dominguez that he forgave his enemies, including the military judges. On December 29, 9:30 p.m., Rizal was visited by Don Gaspar Sistano, Fiscal of the Royal Audiencia de Manila, with whom Rizal offered the best care of the cell. Late at night, around 10 o'clock, a retraction letter prepared by Archbishop Bernardino Nil Salida was presented to Rizal. However, he rejected it for being too long. At 3:30 in the morning of December 30, 1896, Father Balaguer led a mass. Rizal once again made a confession and received communion. At 5:30 a.m., he took his last breakfast, after which he wrote his last letters for his family and his brother Pasiano. Also at that time, teared-eyed Josephine Bracken and Josefa Rizal came. Josephine was gifted by Rizal with the classic Thomas A. Kempis book, Imitation of Christ, in which he inscribed, "To my dear and unhappy wife, Josephine, December 30, 1896, Jose Rizal," and they embraced for the last time. On December 30, 6 a.m., Rizal wrote his father Francisco Mercado. And to his mother, he had only these words. At about 6:30 a.m. of December 30, 1896, a trumpet sounded at Fort Santiago, a signal to begin the death march to Bagumbayan. Rizal walked calmly with his defense counsel and two Jesus priests at his sides. Meters before the execution place, a number of spectators awaited Rizal, and during his long march, Rizal saw familiar faces and places. He spent his time reminiscing his childhood, the fun he had with his family and friends. In the Bagumbayan field, Rizal shook the hands of two priests and his defender, bidding them farewell. A priest blessed and offered him a crucifix, which he gently kissed. Rizal had one request, that is that he be shot facing the firing squad. However, in vain, since the captain of the squad ordered a back shot, Rizal had no choice but to turn his back. After arriving on the execution site at the Luneta de Bagumbayan, Rizal was checked with his pulse by Dr. Felipe Ruiz Castillo. which was amazed that Rizal's vital signs were normal, particularly his pulse rate, and he said that Rizal was really not afraid to die. The firing squad was commanded in unison with drum beats. Upon the brisk command, "Fire!" the guns of the squad flared. Rizal, by his sheer effort and remaining energy, twisted his body around to face the firing squad, and so fell on the ground with his face toward at the blue sky, his head slightly inclined toward the rising sun in the east. What can be heard from the crowd of Spaniards was their loud, audible voice shouting, "Long live Spain! Death to traitors!" Jose Rizal died at exactly 7:03 in the morning of December 30.